After all these months of waiting, Outrun was officially announced yesterday, and the most obvious initial concerns from the revealed images is the pedal location. Let's check it out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning to ToyKade. So the Outrun cab has probably been one of the worst kept secret for 2020. It was back in Feb this year when I first did my speculation video that we'll be getting our first cockpit driving cab from Arcade1UP after they revealed the sit-down version of Star Wars. There was a slight sold-out panic last night as the cabinet was made unavailable on the Arcade1UP website. But a few hours ago it was made available again. So if you're keen on getting one in 2020, I would recommend pre-ordering as soon as possible to avoid disappointment. So let's look at what is all the hype about and what are my first impressions of Arcade1UP's first driving cab. So the Outrun cab is an exclusive direct offering from the Arcade1UP website for $4.99. So there is no surprises here with the price tag, as it includes hardware not seen before such as steering wheel, gear lever and pedals. It's obvious Outrun is based off the Star Wars sit-down configuration with its detachable slidable sit-down bench, but there are differences such as a steering wheel instead of a yoke, and the distinct shape is more closely to the original commercial Outrun cab. It was originally hinted that 5 games will be included, but instead we got 4: Outrun, Turbo Outrun, Outrunners and Power Drift. With the omission of Red Mobile, which was originally rumoured to be the 5th title, personally it would be great to have 5 titles, especially with Red Mobile providing a different visual first-person perspective. But seeing the classic Outrun and one of my favourite Power Drift is included, I'm pretty happy with the games list. This is not a Wi-Fi enabled cab, which is unfortunate because Power Drift was one of the most popular multiplayer games back in the 80s down under. The design of the cab looks great, but does raises a few questions on the decision Arcade1UP has made to mix the 2 original cab design into one. The sit-down bench looks like it's based on the original cockpit version, with its red colour scheme. However, the main unit itself seems to be based on the upright commercial cabinet. But the bezel is a different colour. So it looks like Arcade1UP has decided to merge these 2 designs into one. When I first saw these images, it didn't seem right. I wish Arcade1UP made the sit-down version to match the cockpit version and give it the full red colour scheme throughout. Maybe add some wheels artwork to the bench to give it the real cool car look. With the stand-up version that will be available next year at selected retailers, they did a decent job. One can argue that the riser doesn't match the original, but if it was, it would have been a generic black riser. Though I do notice the red bezel doesn't quite match the original, but it looks like they did this deliberately to match the riser. Overall, I think the stand-up version provides a more nostalgic original feel as it resembles closest to the original cab, though it's kind of odd there is no Sega logo to be found on the cab, which was also the case on the Golden Axe cab. The steering wheel is probably one of my biggest quality concerns with this cab. My yoke on the Star Wars was wobbly out of the box, and the replacement I got from Arcade1UP was the same, so I'm keen to see how this holds up. If you watched my speculation video back in February, you would know my biggest concern with the driving cab was the pedal placement. And to be honest, the pictures didn't clearly show this if it was inside or in the front. I did some adjustment and you can clearly see that the sit-down version does have an opening below, but the pedals are not really deep enough to really give you the full driving experience. This is kind of disappointing actually, probably a deal breaker for most. I can imagine sitting in this with my knees quite upright and leaning quite forward with a toy-like feel. On the Facebook fan page there are 2 cool driver cab mods that can be found. A Daytona USA by Funky Road, and my favourite of all time, the Initial D mod by Tony Bishop. And both of these mods has the pedals deep inside the cab, and it just works from an experience point of view. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares, or if the pedals can be easily modified to be placed inside the cab. So I didn't bite the bullet on this one. Based on the design and the pedal placement, I think the stand-up version is clearly the better version here from a nostalgic and experience point of view. Only if Arcade1UP made the sit-down version an all red colour scheme like the original cockpit and placed the pedals deep inside the unit, this could have been a winner for me. Anyway guys, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Outrun? Do you like it? Did you pre-order? Or are you like me and will wait for the stand-up version next year? Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to support the channel. As always, stay safe and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.